Okay, now that we have our vocal recorded, we're going to set this up to run through OVOX and all of that good stuff, and then we're going to play with it, and I'll show you how to do all of that. But the first thing you need to do is make sure you change back your audio settings. So we're going to, you can still kind of see my microphone in the shot there. There we go. All right. We're going to go to audio settings, so go to options. We're going to go to audio settings, and we're going to switch this back to the native FL Studio ASIO right there. And there we go.
There we go.
That's weird.
That's
now,
weird. Now
I'm hearing
I'm hearing an echo.
Oh, it's because I have this
this
recording
recording
on
and it's picking up the mic.
There. Still got an echo. Let's go here. None. There we go. Perfect. So you might have heard an echo in the recording, and the reason that is because this input was still pulling in from an external microphone. So as I was talking, you might have heard an echo in the recording. I'll watch the video back and let you know. But that's how you get rid of that. And then we're going to go ahead and right-click this. We're going to hit File, and we're going to set this back to default because we're not going to be recording on this channel anymore. There we go. All right. If you were actually recording vocals, whole other system I have for that. This is just for quick recordings to make vocal chops or vocoder effects or things like that for your production, for the music part. Okay. All right, so let's listen to what we have. And you can see this is on another track. It's on track 20 that's already populated by another sound. So we need to move this to its own track. There we go. All right, so listening. All right, cool. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to assign this. Let's go ahead and make this track, I think it's 25. Let me look here. Let me look at the mixer and see which track is available. We'll put it on 24. So I'm just going to double click the sample. Oh, it's already on 24, which is great. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and label this just so I know it's the vocal. And I'm going to tie the playlist channel, or the playlist row, channel, track, I guess is what they call it. Playlist track to a mixer channel. In this case, number 24. So I'm right clicking. I'm going track mode, audio track, 24. And I'm right clicking. I'm going to rename this vocal, just so I know it's the vocal. All right. And then the next thing we want to do is we want to create a new playlist. And we're going to call this MIDI. And what this is going to do is we're going to open up the piano roll, and this is going to allow us to be able to add whatever notes we want as part of the vocoder sample. Here we go. Makes it nice and customizable, so you can make it any melody, anything you want, and it'll just have that vocoder effect. Here we go. Let me see how close. Give me 1 second here. Just curious. I think we can. Yeah, we can do that. There we go. We're just going to line it right up. Here we go. Let me hear that real quick. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. All right. Cool. So we now have a MIDI playlist. We need to add this to the instrument rack. We need to add a MIDI, which I think is right here. I'm not seeing it right off, so I'm just going to go to more plugins. I know it was on that list. I just didn't want to look for it, which brings this up, and then I'm going to type in the word MIDI. MIDI out. That's what we want, a MIDI out. There we go. And we want to set this port over here on the right one to 1. There we go. And we're going to match the input port number of OVOX to the output port number of MIDI. So it's MIDI out. It's going out through 1. So we want to make sure that the input port is 1 on OVOX. So let's go ahead and add OVOX. We're going to add OVOX to that vocal channel in the mixer. And as just a reminder, here I'll put a color to it so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. There we go. Okay, so this is our vocal right here. I'm going to add OVOX to this channel. plugins. Here we go. OVOX. This is a Waves plugin. I got it for, I think, $27 on sale. If I haven't mentioned this before, I'd wait. Black Friday is the magic time for buying VSTs. You can get them a lot cheaper. But here we go. Letting that open up. And normally with FL Studio, Waves plugins take a little longer to open up because they have like their own shell. So it takes a little bit of time. Here we go. Especially if you haven't used it in a while, and I haven't done this in a while, so. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to click this gear icon. We're going to go to this right here, the settings, and there should be a MIDI. Here we go. See where it says MIDI right there? Input port. So we want the input to be 1 because our MIDI out is 1. There we go. All right, we're going to go back to the plugin, and you'll want to change this note source to MIDI. There we go. All right. Now, when I play this, we probably won't hear any vocals at all, I'm assuming. You don't hear that that I was singing earlier, right? That's because we don't have any notes in this piano roll, in this MIDI piano roll. So let me open that up. Oh, oops. There we go. Try that again. Let me open up the piano roll. If I add a note, like let's add a C sharp here, and we'll just put it all the way out here. Let's hear what that sounds like. Like it's playing that one note, right? And then you can start adding notes and crafting it and things like that. I don't like that it didn't start on 1, so let me move this back over, and here we go. All right. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start adding notes and making this interesting. One thing I do want to mention, though, is as you do that part is in OVOX, there are a lot of different presets, and you can find them here, I believe. Yeah. So you could change the sound, try all of these out, audition them, see what sounds best with your track. I'm going to play with that now, and then I'll come back and show you what we got. Hey, what's going on? I hope you've enjoyed this training. This training is just part of a larger course, so if you want to take the whole course, just go to this playlist right here. Also, if you subscribe to my channel, you're going to get a lot of information on how to get your music into TV and film. So if that's something that interests you, go ahead and subscribe, comment, like, all of those things. Let's go.